I love it. I love it. Chill bump time. Great cutscene. Great pause. 2. I repeat, 2 scarabs. Best playable ending to a video game ever. I absolutely love it. I've got him in this corner and oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's real fair. Invincible. Yeah. Oh, great. Now I'm stuck. This is just wonderful. Oh, and of course.
The will of the gods.
Here we go. Oh, come on! I hate Halo 3. So, the question is, do I love or hate Mission 6, The Ark? Hello everybody, this is JP3 here, continuing our Halo 3 Love or Hate Legendary playthrough. We are on mission number 6, The Ark. I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that this is absolutely and utterly one of my favorite missions in the entirety of the Halo Pantheon. Certainly a top 10 mission of all time, if not a top 5. That being said, on Legendary difficulty, this thing can be a bit of a wastebasket at times, based upon some things that are kind of inherent in Halo 3, and some things that are inherent or specific to this level. I'll try to explain those as we go, but for the most part, I'm going to try to stick to a walkthrough approach with this level because I know it's one that a lot of people can have trouble with. It's a long level, and there's some vehicle sections in it. There's some other challenges, but we'll get through it all, and by the time this is all over, you'll know how to beat this level, if not beat it deathlessly. So one of the first things I want to get into right off the bat is, because I think this first section is one of the more unfun parts of this game on Legendary difficulty, is because A, the sniper rifle. It is the only sniper rifle in the entirety of the Bungie-era Halo games that has kick, but its kick is very strange and kind of floaty. It can really be very confusing because during the kick process, the reticle is not going to be the best way to determine where your bullet's going to go. Also, Halo 3 was the first to introduce suiciding grunts. Because the goal here is going to, and a lot of times, be killing brutes, you're always going to risk suiciding grunts, so that's why I take those guys out right off the bat, and then try to take out the brute with the brute shot before he can get started up. And do that all about as quickly as possible. Since I didn't kill all the grunts, which can be hard to do on Legendary difficulty with a grenade, because sometimes they can be spread out and how they're sleeping over there, I have to go back and make sure and kill that guy. Now, as you saw there, we had a brute, throw down a brute, or a bubble shield, and then a brute there almost got us with its spiker. With the spiker, the brutes can kill you in Halo 2 levels of, in terms of time. They can get you really, really fast, and so you have to be very, very careful with them. Again, only on Legendary difficulty do you really have to fear those brutes charging with spikers because of how fast they can kill you. Another thing that's very challenging and very annoying about this specific level and this specific part is that you have a lot of brutes on Legendary that are going to have brute shots. And here we are, pretty much in the only position we can be in, back against this wall. Any little tiny bit of splash damage will scope you out and or cause you major damage. And so, I mean, I could spend all day talking about how all the geometry in this area, those stupid trees, the dumb Forerunner structure, pylon, pointy thingies, and then of course these Marines running into you at all times, makes sniping back there just a real frustrating thing. Again, only really rearing its ugly head, baring its teeth on Legendary difficulty. Here we have a hiding grunt. We'll just take care of him, but and then we have two jackal marksmen with carbines back there that like to kind of hide. But hopefully the gameplay kind of spoke for itself in terms of how I took that part out. Just trying to keep as much pressure in terms of the sniper rifle on the brutes, while also at the same time hoping that my Marines don't attract too many grenades and that they're doing their job taking out some grunts and jackals. So I like to take down the plasma turret there for the hunters later. I'm going to go back and refill sniper rifle ammo so I can leave it there. Here I make a little bit of a mistake. For some reason I thought that, you know, 3 bullets from the BR and a sniper shot would kill that Jackal, but it didn't. So what I'd like to do there is try to line those guys up as they're coming off the Phantom, but we didn't get a chance to because the original BR burst did not kill that Jackal like it normally does. Be ready for, again, those types of deployable cover and bubble shield nonsense that just slows down gameplay and waste ammo. That brute took a shot without his armor from the sniper rifle, but that's okay, I guess. At some point, I think I just get a little frustrated here and just come down and start seeing what I can do down here, because being up there just isn't seemingly working at all. This is not advised. This is just me being impatient and tired of dealing with brutes at range that can take sniper rifle shots or throw down bubble shields and deployable covers and crap. So again, not advised. I have no idea how my shield just went down. Maybe I took an overcharge. Not really sure, but it doesn't really matter. I hear the Phantom coming. It will start to come after... oh yeah, don't forget those 2 marksmen that are on that side. Those go down a lot quicker than that first guy. But yeah, as soon as you take out a certain amount of enemies, I'm not sure the exact amount, you'll have 2 hunters dropped off, and any remaining enemies, usually a couple of grunts, maybe a brute if you've left one alive, will kind of retreat back to those rocks. So this is where I go and I pick up the carbine, because it will be great at, or at least better than the BR, at stripping armor later on, fairly early in this mission, but later on down the line. Refill my sniper rifle ammo to the max, and then pick up this plasma turret and head over to take out these hunters. You could certainly argue the plasma turret is not the ideal weapon, but it gives you a lot of firepower, and there really isn't any other weapon that's powerful enough to take them down without running out of ammo and risking your life. The only other thing that works generally is grenades, but without a shotgun, without rocket launchers, or a rocket launcher, without fuel rod, it's best to go ahead and use this weapon. For the most part, you will usually use it all up before you kill them both, but once you've kept sustained fire on them, a couple of great grenades should get the job done after that. So here we have a situation where we are being very, very careful not to get hit by his fuel rod cannon, his hunter blaster thing. They're using the cover there, but making positive that we stay to the left, because it is very easy to fall off here. I dropped that in total anticipation of having to throw a grenade, but luckily he died right as I was getting ready to do that. So I think we had, so we have 1 grunt left here. Now we don't have the BR, so we're not going to do a great job with the crapshoot, or carbine as I think Bungie wanted us to call it. But we're going to try our best to get some headshots here and get rid of these grunts. But actually, this part plays out a lot differently than what I've been accustomed to, mainly because I think of my impatience. And so I use this bubble shield he threw down. I throw a sticky into a group of grunts and only get 1 freaking kill. That's the, that's the new Halo grenade for you, or at least the new one following Combat Evolved. And so I'm going to try my best to see if I can get a stick there. It sticks him on the arm, I swear to God, and I don't know what the hell happened to it. I think his grenade canceled my grenade in some way, shape, or form. I'm not really sure, but there was no spike grenade explosion behind him. So at this point right now, I'm totally prepared for this run to end, because I don't really care anymore. I'm so pissed off about that grenade just completely disappearing. And I gotta admit, I could probably go back. I've watched this thing, I played it, I've watched it, and I'm watching it now. I still think that grenade stuck to him, but I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments if it doesn't. Alright, so this part here is another, this is a section actually that can go about the same on, heroic or legendary, just, with your normal difficulty spike. I throw a plasma grenade over there, but I kind of shorted it a little bit, and here I try to throw one again, but he dodges it right about the time that I started to press that trigger. Again, playing a computer game, that's perfectly fine. And fortunately, the plasma grenade that I did throw over there did de-armor that brute. It didn't stick him, which is something you can learn to do, but it did de-armor him, if that's the right word. So he is one headshot away from us being victorious. You got to watch for grunts in these rocks. They will throw grenades or just kind of come around and try to high DPS you with an insane level of, I guess, clicking of that plasma trigger. So try your best to collect as many grenades as possible. We get pretty fortunate here and have a brute drop these spike grenades, which I absolutely hate. If Halo 3 and subsequent Halos would just go back to 4 frags and 4 stickies, I'd be a very happy man. That'd be my that's my hope for Halo Infinite. I'm absolutely sure it won't occur, but anyway. So stick that Prowler. It won't destroy it if you're planning on using it, which hopefully you will. And but it will, do some damage to the folks around it, particularly the gunner. And plus, it's just kind of fun to do. Grenade trade. We win. At least that one didn't despawn or disappear. Now, notice the bubble shields around the gunner right there, so I'm not worried about him. But at the same time, I have no idea when that was dropped. And apparently it was dropped, it disappeared pretty fast there. So, we didn't take that for granted for long. So I have a surplus of sniper rifle ammunition here because I didn't really use much of it at all to get to this point in taking out this group of brutes. And so I take a couple of shots, but it's really hard to snipe these guys when they're moving around. But it's not that hard to stick them, though. And so at least that's not what I normally I snipe one of those guys out, but it doesn't really matter. So take what's left of your carbine, go over here and switch out for the rocket launcher. I want you to listen to me very, very carefully. Do not give a Marine your rocket launcher yet. Just wait for it. Just wait. Just wait a little bit longer. Get right here. What's about to happen right now does not normally happen, but, doesn't matter. We get hit by the other Prowler. It's not normal. Use the rocket launcher. It has 4 shots in it. Take out the enemy armor. Right from here. It's that easy. Now, all we'll have to deal with armor-wise in that area will be a chopper that's already patrolling and a ghost that will come later on that we can't reach right now. So this has 1 rocket left. I'm going to hand it off to this dude here. Take the BR, get into drive. By the way, if you are trying to hand off a weapon to someone who is riding, the best way to do that is, first of all, do not take out the turret gunner. If you take out the turret gunner, it's almost impossible to try to ride in the Prowler. 2, crouch and get close to him and just wait until you see hold, whatever button it is for the not bumper jumper configuration, hold blank to ride. Okay. The Marines can be awful and terrible here in terms of their aim, or at least the guy with the rocket launcher. They can also rocket right into the geometry, which sucks ass. That all being said, best thing to do is wait for that ghost to come up, and once it does, get behind it. That's usually fairly simple. Just watch for grenades through here. I don't think anyone left has a brute shot as long as your guys are able to kill the brute that's standing up on the rock that's to our right. Well, it was to our right. Anyway. And so we should only have a handful left here. I'm being very careful because of grenades, mainly grenades. There is rocket launcher ammo to the left over there. You can pick it up and get your rocket launcher filled up. That's not a bad strat at all. And in fact, this is the part where things get very, very wonky. This is actually a very strange playthrough. Not right here, but later on. I'll explain it. And you actually have to get the turret guy out. You cannot... he won't get out. The guy riding will, but the guy in the turret won't, so you have to actually get him out. I just waited until the rocket launcher guy got in the passenger seat to make sure he'd take it. Alright, so just jump over that hill here. You can totally use the Prowler here, whichever vehicle you're more comfortable with. The Prowler has the advantage of having 2 Marines that can be on both sides. Obviously, I didn't have that. I didn't even seek it out. The Warthog has the advantage of whoever has the rocket launcher has a much wider cone of being able to fire it, whereas the Prowler, you have to angle it properly to get the rocket launcher to fire. There's a much wider cone for it here. One thing I've noticed with this section and in general is that sometimes you get really shooty Marines who will shoot up there and shoot from far distances. Other times you don't. That being said, I make a huge driving mistake here. I hit that piece of geometry. I flip the Warthog. This is not normal. Normally, I stay up top and I let the Marines shoot them from distance. It works extremely well. This is an absolute and utter improvisational strategy. It is the only time in the entirety of my Deathless series of any of the campaigns that I will allow Marines to drive. The only reason I allowed that Marine to drive was because I accidentally jumped inside the gunner seat. So I saw the chopper coming. Instinct was to shoot at it. The guy got in and drove, and thank God we didn't die. That is not the way to do that strategy. I'm switching these guys around, so while I'm doing that, the way you do it is you get on the very top level, hang over the side with your rocket launcher guy hanging out. He and the gunner will kill those two choppers, and oftentimes, if they're the shooty Marines I was describing earlier, they will take out the turret and the turrets and the guys over there as well. So this is not the normal angle that I like to kill these guys from. Not at all. I like to get up on the top level. So we're going to do that now. So anyway, long story short, this is the best way to handle this part right here. If your Marines aren't being really shooty, or these grunts are being MLG in terms of their dodging, then you need to take out a sniper rifle usually. You can try to wait for the Marines to kill them from here, but just never forget the... I didn't go with that sniper rifle strategy here, but anyway, the fuel rods, don't forget that they track, and there's two grunts over here with them. Alright, next order of business is to put down your BR and to pick up and collect the fuel rod ammunition. Throughout the remainder of this mission, we will have what I call the Covenant shotgun here. This is we will always have, for the rest of this mission, a fuel rod in our back pocket. Don't give it to the Marines. Give it to yourself, unless you really prefer the Marines having the fuel rod over the rocket launcher, which actually there's a great argument to be had about that. And there's enough fuel rod in subsequent sections that you don't necessarily have to conserve it here. But I like for the Marine to have a rocket launcher because I believe that, I don't know, to be honest with you, I can go either way on it. Remember this chopper right here. We won't come back for it, but I'll reference it later because something else goes really wonky. For the first half of this performance, you've seen one of them. There is another section that I have to do completely improvisationally because of things that occur. So actually it's kind of nice. I can describe what you're supposed to do, and then you can see me improv a whole nother strategy that works as well, or that worked as well. Alright, so this is the scariest part of this mission, in my opinion, is the section we just passed with the two ghosts, and then this section with these two ghosts. So what I do is I circle around and then come back behind this rock. It is not always the case, but oftentimes those, he almost did it there. Those two ghosts will charge you, and you have no chance at all. You'll die in less than a second if they get their paws on you, so to speak. I don't even know why I'm using paws, but they're crabby claws, I guess. I think that's what they actually have. So anyway, right here at this juncture, we got good ghosts, if you will, and so actually things are going really smoothly right now. That's about to change. So right here, there is a brute with a fuel rod and some, obviously some jackals over there that can overcharge you. You don't want that to happen. So this is kind of a really scary section. Now look at those two scores on the side. Notice what just happened. They just destroyed the chopper over there with the rocket, and also, of course, killed themselves with an idiotically fired rocket. So, you know, would they have done that with the fuel rod? I have no idea. But anyway, long story short, the chopper is what I use for the next section. I cheese the next section by taking the chopper and shooting through that hole the Wraith, the Ghosts, the Towers, the stationary turret, all of that stuff. And then I take the chopper down there and take care of the rest, sniping the brutes that are over to the left as well with the sniper. We can't do that now. I've never tried this before. Because if I don't cheese it with the chopper, then I take the Marines down with the rocket launcher after sniping, you know, the turret guys. But this is what we have to do. I'm not saying we have to do it. If you like the chopper is a little bit easier for cheesing this up. Remember the chopper I referenced earlier? Just go back and get it. It's perfectly available, won't despawn. But this actually didn't work out that bad. I do not get that tower. But look at this, look at the grunt here. Well, that's not the right grunt. Okay, so I get out here because I remembered in my haste and of this improvisational strategy, I forgot that the brutes that are down there to the left by the tower, they all organized retreat over to this section whenever you take out the Wraith. Normally I snipe those brutes first, snipe all the turrets that I can snipe, and then take out the Wraith, and then you get the ghosts, and I take those out with the chopper. So just a total and utter, oh my god, just a total and utter, just everything got crazy. Here, let's get this guy. I could totally use the turret for that guy, but anyway, it doesn't matter. The sniper I'm not taking with me into the next section. Take this guy out. Oh, there's another grunt there? I forgot about him, and I'm not sure what he was doing there, but anyway. So, oh, we've got a ghost that wants to charge. Our back pocket fuel rod serves us so well in that scenario, as you can see. You will never snipe this guy off of here as long as the ghost is facing you. It doesn't. You can see his head. You can snipe off his stupid methane tank or helmet. He still survives. It always has, always will. It's garbage. You remember when you could snipe elites out of the ghosts on Halo 2? In Halo 2? Anyway, go back and watch my Metropolis film. It's a blast. But notice how, again, I took out the ghost with the turret there. That's normally the choppers. That's what I would use that for. So, anyway, no Marines, a chopper that's too far away. We do some improv here. Now, this is awesome. Normally, I would tell you that you need the rocket because it will take out these ghosts. And if you don't take out the ghosts, then oftentimes what will happen is these brutes will get in them. Or someone will get in them. But it actually serves us great here. This reminds me of the level 4 runner in Halo 4, where you want the elite to get in that ghost in that the Banshee section. Well, notice they're all just going over for it, so they're all revealing their positions. The scariest part over here was coming over here and them all be hiding in all those rocks, just waiting to troll me. They all come out for the ghost, which was just beautiful, and so I just again total improv, totally having to improv everything here. Now this I knew was going to be challenging, especially without the chopper, but it's challenging in any way, is whenever you get one of these anti-air wraiths facing you. Very strangely enough, you don't see this in the storm. When you deal with that anti-air wraith, it never turns on you, but here they will. So I'm going to snipe that guy out just so I don't have to deal with him if I have to charge this thing. And I'm just going to use the fuel rod here to finish it off. It looks like I did. I don't know why I didn't get the full score for that Wraith kill. I don't know why that's even important to me, but it is. And is there anybody left over here? Oh yeah, this guy. He gets stuck on the turret, so we destroy him. He takes out half our shields because they still have to have that stupid mechanic where they fire their guns after death, but we got the full score for that, I think. So fill up your fuel rod in this case. Remember, you want to have one in your back pocket at all times, and get clear because everything's about to go crazy. Stuff's going to start flying. We got the best, maybe the greatest set piece, in-game set piece in the history of Halo. I absolutely love this. And the music and just the, oh gosh. I'll just shut up and let you enjoy this one.
Thanks, Chief. Wouldn't have lasted much longer in there. Come to the back of the frigate.
Alright, so now it's time to get the Scorpion, and I don't know how much talking I have to do about what to do in the Scorpion. Scorpion's pretty powerful in Halo 3. All but hit scan with its turret, a decent cooldown, pretty fast cooldown. The tank itself is hard to get going, but once it gets going, it's the fastest tank we've had, at least since Combat Evolved's tank. But, without all the terrible accuracy. Now, the accuracy of the Halo 3 mortar is not perfect, though. You'll see some missed shots that, again, the shot just seems to veer very far from the reticle. I think that's more to do with the aim assist and how it works. But then again, I think that's what goes wrong with the Combat Evolved tank. I'm not really sure. But anyway, best tank we've had thus far, maybe the best tank ever in the history of Halo, at least the most overpowered one. Come on now, how's that not kill them both? So, fair warning, because I'm not going to mention this again, I take out some Phantoms that probably are best left alone, because I am obsessed with taking out the Phantoms. This Phantom, I think gosh, you gotta take it out, right? But there's some Phantoms later on that I take out that, again, their wreckage and defocus on them, since they're not a danger at all, is probably unwarranted, maybe risky, a little too risky. I've never died, I think, as a result of trying to take out a Phantom, so I take them out because, I don't know, that's my idea of having fun. So yeah, so you'll see me do that. Just don't do that if you're having trouble in the next section, okay? Just don't take out the Phantoms. Focus exclusively on the Wraiths. Alright, so if you come around this corner, you'll see two ghosts that have returned over here, and a Wraith that gets scarily close to killing us. A very fortunate ghost kill there. Not that we were in danger, it's just fortunate that we were able to kill it in that method. We got 4 more ghosts, as you can see here, along with the Wraith. We've got a tower up ahead and some defensive barracks. Oh, we got 2 more ghosts. A lot of the grunts, I don't know how many it is exactly, but the grunts over in that area that are set up over there, they have fuel rods, so you definitely want to take them out from range. We get us a Killionaire, nice. And again, last time I swear, focus on the Wraiths. This is my shit. It doesn't have to be your shit, alright? I mean, it's so stupid that it's to the point where if I didn't take down this Phantom, I might have restarted the level. I called it an obsession for a reason. The risk of taking that one out is that, you know, the Wraiths have a chance to start firing their weapons and stuff. But the good news is that none of the tanks over here, including your own, are going to make it into the second part of this vehicle section. So it's not like you need to keep your Marines alive or anything like that. They're not doing anything for you, don't worry. Stay back here and take out these Wraiths and those 2 ghosts, and then move forward, and that way you don't have to worry about this Phantom dropping a Wraith that will actually shoot its mortar through the Phantom while it's dropping. It's stupid and ridiculous, but anyway. How do I not get the score for that? That doesn't even make sense. Again, it doesn't make sense why I'm worried about it. It just... The Marines will literally never take out that Phantom. I not only don't get the score for it, but I don't get the score for the Wraith. What chicanery is this? Oh my god. It's like last year when I was trying to get all those par scores. Anyway. I didn't notice that I didn't get the score for that until I watched this to prepare for this commentary. But anyway, I guess if you do take down the Phantom like an idiot, there can be some dudes hiding in this wreckage. So that's why I was kind of checking to see if I get a red reticle on my tank mortar reticle and sweeping around there. But ultimately, it's usually pretty safe. I didn't get a chance to see if it killed a lot of enemies because it didn't give me the score for God knows what the hell reason. That is not a normal thing, so anyway. Alright, so this is a little bit of a gimme here, but notice how we have the fuel rod and the sniper rifle. The sniper rifle isn't important here, so or going forward, this particular sniper at least, so you don't have to have it with you to continue with this strategy. So if you wanted to pick up one of the sentinel beams for whatever reason, that would be perfectly fine. Ultimately, I'm going to be replacing that sniper rifle with carbine. That is developer placed, but well after we destroy the Scarab. So hit that button and come right on through this door. And let's get ready for another
Good work, Chief.
seemingly very scary part, but I'm going to show you how to defeat it pretty easily.
Make your way down to the cartographer.
So one thing I forget to do here with my back pocket fuel rod is I forget to take out this Phantom early. You can take it out later. It's not that big of a deal. But there's a Phantom that'll show up. You'll see it in a little bit. Alright, so I avoid Warthog vehicle sections as much as I can, so I'm not going to get in that Gauss Hog for two reasons. A, because there's 4 ghosts you have to deal with there, and it sucks. Boy, that Phantom didn't stay as long as I thought it would. Well, maybe I wouldn't have been able to destroy it anyway. And B, because I hate taking the... I hate trying to get in one of these tanks while they're exposed to the Wraiths and the Choppers. They can get destroyed. You can get killed by no fault of your own. Just, you know, the AI fighting and things going wrong there. So you really want to take that tank while it's still inside there. Otherwise, you're at risk of death. And for no fault of your own. There goes one of those mortars that misses Combat Evolved style. Anyway, so we take a Wraith hit there from a tracking mortar. But I'm going to focus on this Wraith, but I'm keeping my eyes and my kind of mind to the left. So I'm moving, or to the right, sorry, for the Wraith that's, the other Wraith that's over on the first line. I've got a tank that's in my freaking way here, which I absolutely hate about this part. I wish it was just me. If it was just me, then I wouldn't have a problem with this part at all. If I could just take a tank into this section. So if you don't kill that Phantom, it will drop off like a lot of fuel rod guys. I think it's 2 or 4 grunts. So you definitely want to take it out. Notice here where I'm at, my positioning, all this stuff. You can do what's best for you, but if you notice my positioning, I'm keeping my distance, I'm keeping elevated. Being elevated from the mortars helps. But on Legendary difficulty and Legendary difficulty only, regardless of blowing up that Phantom, there are still going to be 2 grunts with fuel rods in the structure that's straight ahead. You can see it right there in front of us. Just know that they exist, and I'll tell you what happens to them in a little bit. Stay up here. Stay up here and focus on the back legs of the Scarab. Stay up here and focus on the back legs of the Scarab. Notice what's happening right now. I'm not saying this happens every time, but the Scarab actually killed the, or in some way, shape, or form disabled those choppers. Not saying that happens every time. I'm just saying if it stays over there like that, then that can be a benefit. So anytime you get a shot at the back of the Scarab, take it. But right now we're trying to weaken the legs. That way, whenever it does show its ass, we can take out that leg, it will stop, and then we can take it out from here. It is by far the best way to take out the Scarab. Staying up here keeps you from being destroyed by choppers, grunts with fuel rods, or the main gun of the Scarab. Our only threat is its secondary weapon, which we have completely destroyed, but it doesn't disable it, unfortunately. It does, however, kind of seem to keep it off your ass when you destroy it. I have no idea if that's a mechanic at all in this game. I've just noticed it in playthroughs over time. So we get fortunate here, and we get a chance to take it down, but to be honest with you, we took it down a little fast for my taste. I would have rather it been turned around. I was trying to shoot off the back through the leg, kind of through the bend of the leg, but it didn't work out. I took it down a little bit early, but that's actually okay. We're just going to come around here and try to clutch it. I'm not worried about that gun at all. It's going to miss most of its shots when we're up here. We get a shot in there. We take down the Scarab. Notice there, those 2 choppers are blown up, or we would get scores for destroying them. Even if they're unmanned in Halo 3, you do get the scores for destroying them. Now, after the Scarab blows up, the 2 grunts with fuel rods make an organized retreat, or make a run for, that's what I'm trying to say, make a run for the structure that's to the right, where you would normally deal with the brute that has the fuel rod. All right, so they're going to head that way. So we're not going to go around that way. I don't want to kill them out in the open. I want them available for to be able to collect the fuel rod ammunition, or to have spare fuel rod ammunition if things go wrong. There's one of them. And we're going to see one more, and then a brute with a fuel rod. There's 2. And then one more fuel rod. There he is right there. He misses terribly. And there's 3. So all the fuel rod guys are gone now. Now it's just a handful of infantry. We're just going to take them out as quickly as possible. So at this point right now, you're going to deal with, I think, 4 Jackal marksmen with carbines. At this point right now, 2 Jackal shield Jackals that are over in that corner over there near where my reticle is, a little bit to the left. And then 3 or 4 brutes that are going to be up by those, looks like they're kind of like energy boxes, but they're not explosive. Right now, before I do any of that at all, I'm going to refill my fuel rod, and I'm going to get this carbine. It is developer placed. You can also pick up some spike grenades there. Now, what I want to do here is come up here and trigger those brutes. If I get a shot on the Jackals, great, but usually you don't. The reason why I'm not proceeding forward any further than that is if the brutes are there, I think they have brute shots. They can throw grenades, but most importantly, they can throw power drains. So let's take those brutes out. There's 1. There's 2. 1 throws up a bubble shield and death. It will not help him. There's 3. I don't know if that's a 4th brute or if I'm just getting red reticle because of the center of that bubble shield. So it really doesn't matter. I don't ever kill another brute over there. And then we're going to take out those 2 Jackals as soon as that other one shows its face. I've tried to get this Jackal sniper that's at the very top up there to spawn. I don't know exactly how to get him to spawn. All I know is that I wait until that Pelican shows up and they take him out. The good news about them taking him out is that if I try to take him out with the tank, then I can blow him and his weapon off the map. If I don't try to use the tank, then of course I can be shot and I can be one-shot killed. And remember, the Jackal snipers in Halo 3 are nerfed, but not in terms of their accuracy. They're just nerfed pretty much in terms of their reaction time. 2 brutes come from where that case was at. I took them out, and then now I'm trying to take out the other 2 Jackal marksmen. The only guy left that should be left at this point is a camoed brute that on Legendary has a brute shot. Like every camoed enemy brute on Legendary or any difficulty, however, they tend to kind of be slow to fire at you. I don't know why I'm doing this. I know that Jackal Sniper is dead, but gosh, I think that one-shot kill thing just scares you enough. Trying to make sure I have as many grenades as possible here, but I'm not seeing too many there. I think I ran over 1. Definitely want to try to get as many grenades as possible, but we'll have a chance to get them later. So anyway, if you can fill up your carbine here, this is where you'll usually see the brute. He does show up on your mini-map. Not really sure why I missed that. I just know that I think I threw it a little more Halo 2 style than I should have. I kind of tried to curveball it in there, but ultimately that doesn't work very well. Now, this part here, I want to give both of these Marines, I want to give one the carbine and one the... I can't find it there. Oh, it's right. It's on the other side. And the other, the beam rifle. Yes, I hope they used it and do well with it. But the main thing they're doing for me is carrying it, because I want to have all these weapons available. It's probably a little overkill. You probably don't need the battle rifle. But I kind of like it just in case, because the carbine can be helpful if some things go wrong in the chieftain room. That we'll get to in a little bit. The one with the chieftain that has the plasma turret. So as soon as this door opens, stand right by it. As soon as it opens, come over here and kill the brute that's pissing on the wall. If you do that, you'll kill him every time, and this will be a stealth section. There are 8 grunts here. That's 4, I think. 5, 6, 7, and 8. They will not wake each other if the body flies. As soon as you kill a body, it becomes... it doesn't have any collision except for with bullets for some stupid reason. And, you know, weapon explosions and stuff. So what you want to do here is you want to come down here and don't alert this grunt. Just slowly but surely go tap him out. Don't try to jump or do anything fancy. Just slowly but surely. Come up here and stop right here. Keep your character model to a point where his character model can't see you. It's very hard for him to see you there, but I like to be careful just in case. And then come up and backsmack him. I like to use the fuel rod because it feels like it has lunge to it relative to almost every other weapon that's not the sword. So anyway, 6 grunts to take out here. I think that was 4. Here's 5, and then 6 is right here. Usually you'll get plasmas there, so if you were having trouble finding them before, you shouldn't have any trouble finding them now. Put the grenade on the spike grenade. That way when you switch off of it, whenever you throw that, it will go right to the plasma. Throw right at that corner, that's where he stands up, and then throw towards the middle. We got unfortunate there, and he dodged it while shooting. That's legendary difficulty for you. Get this guy. He comes behind you here. Notice how I use the bubble shield, of course. If you can't beat him, join him. And then they threw down a bubble shield as well. They threw it down after I did, so of course it's going to disappear before mine will, so I back out of there. So we have 3 brutes, I believe, here still to kill. I wasn't paying attention there. I think I was, but then I got distracted by Guilty Spark and all the stupid idiots running by, and of course the brutes aren't distracted by that shit at all, and they nearly kill me with brute shots. So you don't necessarily have to use the fuel rod here. This isn't where I like to use it. I guess the main thing I'm looking for is for the splash damage to weaken the armor, and then I can headshot them with the battle rifle. This whole watching this over again makes me question entirely the whole notion of grabbing the battle rifle at all here. It's probably best to just take the carbine with you for this section because of how good it is at stripping armor relative to the battle rifle. Plus, well, we'll see it I think right now. When I pick the carbine up, it's no longer full, which is infuriating. Because by God, they don't ever give you ammo whenever they've dropped it. But anyway, I guess that makes sense. I guess they should use it up. But I thought they always gave you back what you gave them. So I have no idea why it's used up here. I guess it's also possible that one of the brutes had a carbine. Is that? No, that's not. That's not possible. This is totally optional. Again, obsession, right? If you want to kill that, though, it needs 4 shots, not 3. I was trying to conserve it and not spam it. So one thing that happens here, and I just want to mention this is totally and utterly useless information, but for some reason in Halo 3, the scoring multipliers reset after that cutscene. I don't understand how that works. I don't understand how you can throw a grenade into a pile of grunts and all of them not die. Except for the fact that this is no longer Halo Combat Evolved, and the Halo Triangle was officially dead with this entry in the series. Hopefully that's pretty self-explanatory. That's pretty much the only reason I have the fuel rod with me. Everything else can be done with different weapons and different approaches. Hell, even that chieftain can be killed with different weapons and different approaches, but that crap is quick and simple. Very key that you understand what I did, though. I did not fire at his bodyguards. Do not fire at his bodyguards. You will fire at them, they may or may not die. While you're reloading, the chieftain will sneak right on through. They'll throw down a regenerator, and whatever damage you did to him will go away. So, anyway, the bodyguards are pretty weak. Their armor is weaker than it looks. So, we just, used the carbine there. And now we're going to use the brute shot to finish off this guy who pulls a magic trick. I don't know where he's at or what he's doing. I have no idea what's going on. Look at the minimap. Look at the minimap. Is this hide and seek? Is that what it is? I mean, I know the computer game is reading my inputs. I know it is, but what happened? Where is he at? How did that take place? You piece of shit troll. You game. What are you trying to do to me? Anyway, so he's finished off. He's done. Piece of crap. Alright, so for this part, I'm going to be honest with you. In the room where we tap out the grunts, the second room, there is a case with 2 plasma rifles in it. I seriously question whether or not I shouldn't bring those in here for this part. They will destroy this part here. But anyway, So, bad RNG number 1, I get a radar jammer right here. I should probably go ahead and start setting this up. I get the worst RNG that you can possibly get for this section. And I'm going to have to do the final battle totally differently than I ever would before. Don't ask me why I brought the beam rifle, other than the fact that, why not? Maybe because, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Notice how, again, we get these dudes here. They're invisible, but so we have to be very careful of being spiked, because they can kill you very, very, very fast with them. A radar jammer. They're supposed to drop cloaking like 50% of the time a piece, I think. I don't really know, but I totally don't get cloaking here. Out of all of those kills, no one gives me cloaking. I mean, literally, you can have like 3 cloaking armor abilities here, and I get 0. So how I have to handle this next section is totally different than the way it should normally have to go. So I'm going to run out here, and I'm going to try to melee kill this chieftain with a back smack. This is extremely hard to do without cloaking, and it doesn't work. So we're just going to have to spam the fuel rod. He doesn't go invincible. If he goes invincible, then we're probably screwed. If he doesn't go invincible, then it makes me think he dropped a flare. Which, hint, hint, he did. So I can't even take his invincibility and use it to my advantage. So here I'm stuck with a weapon that's almost out of ammunition, and a fuel rod that's only really going to be good against these guys up close. So my plan now, improvised, but not completely, because it is not totally uncommon to get no cloaking there. My hope is to kill, there's 6 brutes here with jetpacks, so I've killed 3 of them. My hope is to use what was left of that to strip them of their shields, and then use the carbine to headshot them, with the fuel rod as the backup as they get closer. I completely lose thought about that other brute that's right now to my left, planning my death. And I don't know why, but I just totally lost all consciousness of him. And he gets up on top of this thing here and kills himself. So that was the first and probably only major mistake I made there. I think for some reason I thought I killed him. I'm not really sure why that was, but anyway. Long story short, we're going to stick this guy. I don't know. I didn't know he was berserking because, I just didn't know. So I was going to stick him and get into this glass cover here. There's a lot of ways this part can go. You saw the most effed up way it can go, because I had no cloaking, and I obviously did not backsmack him, couldn't immediately pick up the invincibility. It's just, I don't know. So I hope this arc is representative of a good way to play this level. My biggest fear is that I had to improvise so much and then talk about what the best strategy is, that it might get confusing. So please use the comments section if you have any questions at all about how to handle this mission. Feel free to ask anything. There's no stupid questions, all right? Please hit that thumbs up button if you liked this video, and subscribe if you haven't already, if you enjoy my content. Definitely hit that notifications bell if you haven't already. That way you can be alerted whenever my videos are released. As for now, however, this is JP3 signing out. I love this mission. I do. I may hate playing it on Legendary, but only with the express purpose of not dying once with the Iron Skull on. But ultimately, this is a top 10, maybe top 5 mission of all time. They knocked it out of the park with the Ark. Park with the Ark. But yes, I am truly signing out now. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and thank you very, very, very much for watching. Goodbye.